Thank you. Ela se sentia bem andando pelas ruas da cidade. Ela se sentia bem vagando por aí com liberdade. Ela se sentia bem andando pelas ruas da cidade. Ela se sentia bem vagando por aí. Cerveja no copo e o copo contendo as dores da noite, os doces desejos. Linda, leve, loucamente livre. Ela se sentia bem andando pelas ruas da cidade. Ela se sentia bem vagando por aí com liberdade. Ela se sentia bem andando pelas ruas da cidade. Ela se sentia bem vagando por aí. Cerveja na boca e a boca bebendo. Imagens do tempo, ideias ao vento. Linda, leve, loucamente livre. Descobrindo o segredo de não ter que ter mais medo de morrer. Descobrindo o segredo de não ter que ter mais medo de... Ela se sentia bem andando pelas ruas da cidade. Ela se sentia bem vagando por aí com liberdade. Ela se sentia bem andando pelas ruas da cidade. Ela se sentia bem vagando por aí. Chegundere, chegundere, te te terum, te te terum, derum de. Chegundere, chegundere, te te terum, te te terum, derum. Thank you.
This first song, called Livre, which means free, talks about a girl who feels good about wandering about on her own and having the right to do so. And the most beautiful poetic image of this song is how she, through this sensation, this feeling of freedom, she stops fearing death. It empowers her. De pouco tudo?
Pouco tudo.
Vou falar da melodia, né?
Sim.
Since this show and our university and our audience and this country is all multicultural, maybe we should highlight a few things from each song. De pouco tudo, which means approximately from little everything, talks about pursuing your own dreams. While respecting the past, breaking with old patterns to embrace the new, and building our own sand castles, which is a Brazilian poetic image for both children play, dreaming, and pursuing your own dreams. For this song, we used to play this show for a few years in Brazil. It's all his compositions, and we know each other since music school, when we were about the same size but much younger. Now we only grow like this with the good food of Abu Dhabi. We wanted to make this show an Abu Dhabi show. So there's going to be lots of elements to connect to the place and time where we are. So for this song, I'm incorporating one scale that fits his harmony perfectly. That was not originally in the song. When we think in the Western world about Arabia, generically, there's one music interval that is used as a reference. And it's this one. So I found a way of incorporating this scale in his piece that already existed, so that not only we're building our dream castles, but it's all of our dreams, because I think everybody came to Abu Dhabi in pursuit of a dream, as well as the Emirati have embraced our presence here and welcomed us here in pursuit of the same dreams.
Romper meu mundo pra mudar mundo Abu Dhabi. Romper meu mundo pra mudar mundo. Pesar bem fundo, ser bem profundo. Depois da chuva poder chorar. Quebrar o vidro e desmembrar o elo. Ter claridade pra formar castelos. Buscar além, talvez, poder fazer de tudo um pouco e de pouco tudo. De tudo um pouco e de pouco tudo. De tudo um pouco e de romper meu mundo pra mudar mundo. Romper meu mundo pra mudar mundo. Pisar bem fundo, ser bem profundo. Depois da chuva poder chorar. Quebrar o vidro e desmembrar o elo. Ter claridade pra formar castelos. Buscar além, talvez, poder fazer de tudo um pouco e de pouco tudo. De tudo um pouco e de pouco tudo. De tudo um pouco e de pouco tudo. De tudo um pouco e de... Quebrar o vidro e desmembrar o elo. Ter claridade pra formar castelos. Buscar além, talvez, poder fazer de tudo um pouco e de pouco tudo. De tudo um pouco e de pouco tudo. De tudo um pouco e de... Thank you. Celina, por favor, fale para o público que eu estou muito contente.
He's fluent in music, but not in English. This is all multicultural. I speak English, and I'm ashamed to say I still don't speak Arabic. So just shui. So translation will go across through the different languages because we share the same heart. He is saying that he's very, very happy and honored to be here.
É isso mesmo.
That's it. Próxima a gente chama a Bhavna.
Oi?
Próxima. Next song called Voice of the Heart. I won't talk about the translation of the song because the poetic content of Bhavna's poetry that was inspired by the song is so deep and has so much more nuance than everything I could say that this should be our counterpoint of different languages transmitting the same feelings. So please welcome Bhavna Menon.
I hear her in the distance, running feral through dry autumn trees, her dress ripped as though in a rebellion, her hair rippling madly in the breeze, and a sparkle in her wild eyes. I run and I run to catch up with the sun, but I fear that it's sinking. She calls out to me day and night, inviting me, enticing me, taunting me. I force my eyes down, rupturing the pathway that would lead me to her world, for fear of incompetence in mine. Through the turfs of tulips she runs, dancing to the fragrance, leaping with the lightest foot, an intent almost mischievous. The quintessence of freedom is her, patience trampled under its potent allure. Don't leave me now. I can hear you loud and clear. The independent searched so long may transform into solitude. The silence will sing my song. I walk up to my window pane just to hear her play. And sometimes when I hear the rain, I join her in her wake, and my restless heart is safe.
Clap. A gente perde tempo quando tenta ser aquilo que não é, e vai perdendo o jeito de fazer as coisas que a gente quer, buscando a qualquer preço uma maneira de acabar com a solidão, encontrando a cada dia de rotina uma nova desilusão. Quanta dor na madrugada, ouço o som de um bandoneon. Celina, meus sentimentos vão ficando pelo chão. Mais uma dose emborracha el coração. Mais uma dose emborracha el corazón. Parará pa 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 pa. Para pa pa pa. Parará pa 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 pa. na madrugada. Ouço o som de um bandoneon. Meus sentimentos vão ficando pelo chão. Mais uma dose emborracha el coração. Mais uma dose emborracha el coração. É você com a sua ternura de menina e com seu corpo de mulher. Se Deus quiser um dia vai ser minha da cabeça até os pés, bailando de mãos dadas pelo mundo num eterno carnaval, com muito bossa nova e numa verdade tropical. Meu amor, não diga nada, seu sorriso é uma canção, nenhum segredo, flauta, timba, violão. Na longa estrada, ouça a voz do coração. Na longa estrada, ouça a voz do coração.
Bhavna, Menon.
Bhavna.
The only difficulty for me is knowing the order of the pieces. Once I start, I know where I am. Vontade. This one translates loosely as wish or will, and it talks about how all couples look beautiful and happy on pictures, but not necessarily the images reflect the reality. And it's a very melancholic song, longing for a love of the past. We should invite Abdulrahman after we finish the song. There's one student from Fakhra, one student from Khalifa University who could not be here. She unfortunately got sick and she is in care of her parents. But then one peer of hers will recite her poem. I should have said in the beginning of the show, but it's still time, that we are very honored and pleased, Marcio and I think every one of our students taking part of this show, to make our first step toward more collaboration. This is the first time that these three universities, Khalifa, Sorbonne, and NYU, come together for an evening of song and poetry. And not only the music is original by one of the musicians on stage, Marcio Miele, but all poetry was inspired by the songs that Marcio wrote. So this is what we believe art, or one of the beautiful possibilities of art to be, to collaborate, humans collaborating with humans, building something beautiful together across our cultures, but because what's here and what's here is the common denominator. So, vontade.
Nem que eu tivesse vontade de ficar à vontade com você, Nem que eu voasse, sambasse, apitasse, fizesse chover. Quando amanhece, esclarece, depois vem o entardecer. Eu acho que o duro na vida é amadurecer. Precisamente eu nem me lembro mais daqueles velhos carnavais. São tão bonitos todos os casais nas bancas de jornais. Nem que eu tivesse vontade de ficar à vontade com você. Nem que eu voasse, sambasse, apitasse, fizesse chover. Quando anoitece, escurece, depois vem o amanhecer. Eu acho que a gente na vida merece viver. Precisamente eu nem me lembro mais. Agora já faz tanto tempo. São tão bonitos todos os casais nas fotos de casamento. Precisamente eu nem me lembro mais daqueles velhos carnavais. São tão bonitos todos os casais nas bancas de jornais.
ما كل ما تشوفه عيونك هو صحيح، تبقى الخفايا سر صاحبها العميق. لو ان واحد يضحك ودايم مريح، تلقاه يكظم علة منها عويق. يكرم على نفس شقت به أن يبيح، مكنونها الخافي ولوعات الشفيق. عزيز نفس وبالصراحة هو شحيح، أهم شي نفسه ومظهرها الأنيق. ما كن هلا طفلة دايم تصيح، في عهد تؤدبه بنات بالطريق. يخاف لا يسمع صداها أي شبيح، ويقتل صباها دون إحساس حقيق. مع ضحكته وهذاك ليغرك بذكره والمديح، مع ضحكته حجاجه نياب تستفيق. يبدي لك الود وتحت صدره فحيح، وسموم نفسه يقتلنك كالغريق. وإذا بغيت الصدق والقول الصحيح، حتى أنا منطق ولو في جوفي حريق. أعطر اللي حولي بعطر النفيح، يفوح طيبه وابتساماته وعقيق. يا مرحبا لبيه بقوالي أصيح، هذه عبارات أرددها شفيق. الله كفيل بخافي دموع تطيح، يجبر لي الخاطر لو ان عوقي دفيق، يجبر لي الخاطر لو ان عوقي دفيق.
He's such a gentleman that he was not bowing because this poetry is by Fakhra, but he should take the bows as for his performance. So Abdulrahman. It's okay, you can stay if you want. Even though Fakhra was not with us, is not with us because she got sick. Her heart was with us, so that's the most beautiful presence. And I hope tonight we all pray for her good, as she's shared something so beautiful with us. Next one is called Seguindo Viagem. It means moving ahead or following your trip, traveling. And it talks a lot about his life. Wandering around and playing. He plays about 12 instruments. When you do classical music, you're more oriented toward one instrument with all its subtleties, and when you do popular music, you're a one-man band who can improvise as a language through different media, and that's more of what he does. So he talks about going around the world playing a little flute, which is kind of my life as well, and sometimes missing family and friends who are his best garden, and saying that if the loved one is by his side, he may stay a little longer in one place or another.
Seguindo viagem, eu vou por aí, falando bobagens, fazendo rir, lembrando dos tombos que já sofri, os entes queridos que já perdi. Mas se você ficar comigo até que eu fico mais um pouco, você é a coisa mais bonita, é de tirar o pica-pau do oco. Mas se você ficar comigo até que eu fico mais um pouco, enchendo de beijinhos com carinho, envolvendo pouco a pouco todo o seu corpo, o seu corpo. Seguindo viagem, eu vou por aí, falando bobagens, fazendo rir. Na minha bagagem, o meu flautim, amigos, família, o meu melhor jardim. Mas se você ficar comigo até que eu fico mais um pouco, você é a coisa mais bonita, é de tirar o pica-pau do oco. Mas se você ficar comigo até que eu fico mais um pouco, você é a coisa mais querida, é meu pitel, coisa de louco, me dejas louco, muito louco. Seguindo viagem, eu vou por aí, andando muito lejos, pensando em ti. Na minha cidade, no meu país, A felicidade pode estar sempre por um triz, seguindo viagem.
This one translates loosely as day of moon or day with moon. And the beautiful story I think I have to share about this is that Marcio composed this song long ago, and he had never come to Abu Dhabi. And when I came to Abu Dhabi 2 years ago, one of the most beautiful images I have of natural beauty is, you know, when it's really, really hot, but there's a lot of wind and a lot of sand blows through the air, and at sunset, you look at the sun, and it's a little bit goldish, silverish, and you know it's the sun, but it looks like it's the moon. So his poetic images fit right to this. So the first time I saw that, I just called him, you know, Dia de Lua, it happens here. And now he is here. So when I met with these young poets, I just showed them all the songs we're doing and asked them to pick the songs that resonated within their hearts. But for 2 of the songs, I suggested them to pick them. And this is one of them, because I said, I need someone from here to write a poem about this and your relation to Mother Earth and to this sun and this moon. And moon in Portuguese is a she, and sun is a he, and in Arabic it's the opposite. So everything fits in a complementary way. And for this, the lyrics are very, very simple. So it's something like there are days of moon and days and nights of sun. Sometimes there's wind and rain. Sometimes it's so good. Sometimes it's so-so. Sometimes it's terrible. But the poetry in the song is really beautiful, okay? I'm not a poet. I'm a musician. So bear with me. It's just for you to have an idea of the content. And then it says I need to walk under the sun, to see the sun, walk under the moonlight, me with you, you with me. So it's a love song, and we'll have a poem that also talks about forces of nature and relates the loved woman to all of that beauty.
Abu Dhabi moon. In love, in love, in love, in love. Abu Dhabi sun, Abu Dhabi moon. In love, in love, in love. Tem dia que é de lua, tem noite que é de sol, e às vezes é de chuva e vento. Às vezes é tão bom, às vezes não faz mal, às vezes não tem cabimento. Preciso ver o sol, andar à luz da lua, você na minha, eu na sua. Preciso ver o sol, andar à luz da lua, você na minha, eu na sua. Abu Dhabi sun, Abu Dhabi sun, Abu Dhabi moon. Abu Dhabi sun and moon and love. And love and love and love and love. Abu Dhabi sun, Abu Dhabi sun, Abu Dhabi moon, Abu Dhabi moon.
أشوفك في غيابك مثل ضحكات السراب تلوح لأحبابك، مثل ساعة غروب وهجرة أسرابك. وأشوفك وين ما صديت كن الكون مرآتك، وهذا الغيم يرسمك في عيوني وينثر دموعه على شفاتك. يهي غربة يهي وحشة، ليالي ما بها أحسك، يخي بسك طفت شمعات عمري وما طفى جمري، وننسج من خيوط الشمس سترة علها تدفيك إذا حل الشتاء بكرة، وأنا مدري إذا تفقد دفا صدري، ولا أدري إذا أنا شاغل فكرك مثل ما أنت دايم شاغل فكري، مثل ما أنت دايم شاغل فكري.
Que é de lua, tem noite que é de sol, e às vezes é de chuva e vento. Preciso ver o sol, andar à luz da lua, você na minha, eu na sua. Preciso ver o sol, andar à luz da lua, você na minha, eu na sua. Tem dia que é de lua, tem noite que é de sol, e às vezes é de chuva e vento. شكرا. شكرا.
I should thank one very, very special person who put me in touch with all the poets from Khalifa University and who's present here tonight. I know that generalizations are never good, but I think when it's for the positive and for the beauty you find in one place that is spread through everybody, this should not be a problem. I think the ladies from this region have a lot of inner strength. Everybody here has a lot of inner strength. You know, if 50 years ago we didn't have all of the men-built structure and they had to survive the forces of nature in a way that, you know, anybody survives in Brazil. I'm Brazilian. We have no difficulty. We don't have to be strong. If you just hang there, you're going to be okay. In order to survive here, you have to have something else going for you. And I think the strength of women go beyond. It goes to the way they are finding their place in this beautiful society. So they have a big heart, a big mind, a lot of strength, and a lot of delicate manners. All this subtlety. So one of the most beautiful ladies from Abu Dhabi I have met is Aisha Al Kaabi, who put me in touch with these beautiful poets. Aisha. After saying something so happy, we're going to a kind of sad song. It's upbeat because Brazilians, you know, even when we are sad, we're still celebrating. I don't know what our problem is. We always have that inner happiness, even in the worst circumstances. This is called Old Melody and is a song longing about an old love that didn't really work out very well. Velha melodia?
Dia eu conheci uma guria, no que falava ela sorria, pintou uma baita sintonia, andar em sua companhia era uma grande alegria. Quando saía, vestia uma mini sainha, quando voltava ela despia, fazendo uma coreografia, mandava brasa, ela curtia. Então a gente repetia. Num belo dia, veja que triste ironia, jogou um balde de água fria, desafinou nossa harmonia. No seu barulho eu dormia, enquanto ela se distraía. Que tirania! Falei, valeu, Dona Maria. Falei, valeu, Dona Maria. Peguei a minha violinha, botei pra outra freguesia, cantando a velha melodia. Tere, palmas. Lembrando a velha melodia. Thank you, Celina.
When we showed the songs and poetry of the songs to the young poets to choose their inspirational songs, two guys chose one called Picking Flowers. And I think, no wonder, this is something that goes across different cultures. Guys give flowers to girls. At least all the cultures I know a little bit of, this holds true. The interesting thing is that their take on the giving flowers and the relationship with the loved girl was a little bit different. So Marcio's song talks about how he sees the girl picking flowers with tender love and affection and devotion, and he wishes that those feelings were devoted to him. But he doesn't really give much of a hint whether this is going to come true or not, if the girl will like him back or not. He just leaves it open in the air. Then from our poets, one of them, the first poet, envisioned something in which everyone who likes flowers has been hurt and aches of love. And so he sees the girl picking flowers and gets enchanted with her as well. But he adds to this that since they both like flowers and have been hurt before, he hopes, inshallah, that fate may bring them together. But it's a little bit of a sad poem. And then we have an optimistic one who looks at the garden and sees the beloved girl as the most beautiful flower. And this is with a happy ending. So as we were putting the show together, I said, well, maybe we should start from sad to happy so that we build this up. So we go from melancholic feelings to neutral, just looking at the girl and wishing that that relationship will happen, to an optimistic position where it will happen. She will love me, and she's the most gorgeous flower of this garden. So I just invite our poets to the stage.
في محل الورد ناظرت المليح، من يديها الورد كم ذاق الهنا، من كثر ما ضمته ودي أصيح ليت هذا الورد يا خلي أنا. من يحب الورد يا كود الجريح، كان عندك جرح في قلبي عنا، وكان ودك باللقا خلك صريح، الجفا وسواس ونطول سنة، من مسمى العشق كم شفنا طريح، وش جنيت من الفراق وش جنا، في النهاية ما يصح إلا الصحيح، إن كتبها الله بكرة بيننا.
Ontem eu te vi colhendo flores, mas você nem percebeu minha presença. Percebi o seu carinho devotado no jardim e pensei que esse carinho poderia ser pra mim. Ontem eu te vi colhendo flores, mas você nem percebeu minha presença. Percebi o seu carinho devotado no jardim e pensei que esse carinho poderia ser pra mim. Você há de lembrar que o importante pra nós é o amor. Ontem eu te vi colhendo flores.
كل الورود الزاهية شفتها فيك، في وسط خدك يوم شلت اللثامة، شفتك وشفت الورد كله حواليك، وغنيت شعري وقلت أحلى الكلامة. قلبي يحبك يعشقك حيل يغليك، يا من على قلبي محكم هيامة، ودي بشوفك يا من الروح واتيك، أنا وخفوقي في بعادك يتامى. السحر كله والحلف وسط عينيك، والبدر من عنقك تلاشى كلامه، والشمس لك تسجد وتهوى تماشيك، والبرق يخضع من سحر الابتسامة. ريجك عسل والورد يعشق خطاويك، وعرش الحلالك صاغ كل احترامه. يا الفاتنة قلبي أنا حيل شاريك، وهو ترابك لين يوم القيامة، وهو ترابك لين يوم القيامة.
So after a happy ending one, next song is called With You. So that's his optimistic one, where he says that I want to share the 4 seasons. I want to share my whole life with you because you're a wonderful woman. And I can't hold my feelings inside my heart anymore, so I speak singing.
Chica.
Contigo?
Yo quiero vivir en la carretera junto a ti, bañado por un sol de primavera junto a ti, después de una larga espera. Yo quiero vivir las 4 estaciones junto a ti, componer más 1000 canciones para ti, compartir las emociones. Mira, eres una mujer maravillosa. Ya no puedo contener mis sentimientos, por eso hablo cantando. Yo quiero vivir esta noche contigo, entonces seremos mucho más que amigos. Yo quiero vivir esta noche contigo, entonces seremos mucho más que amigos. Yo quiero vivir esa noche contigo, entonces seremos mucho más que amigos. Yo quiero vivir esa noche contigo, entonces seremos mucho más que amigos. Yo quiero vivir. Yo quiero vivir contigo.
Thank you. Next one is the only children's song in the program. Marcio has taught music education for kids from pre-K to high school. He used to have 500 students a year, a little bit more students than me. And because of having a performance career, he had to quit that because it was too much, too many kids. He still teaches, but smaller amount. And because of that, he composed lots of children's songs. And this one I brought because not only we are trying to collaborate with local artists, but also bring something of our culture. And Curupira is a character of Brazilian folklore. He's like us, very small, but he has red hair, the feet turned backwards, and he's a little bit mischievous, and he protects the forest and the animals. So this is basically saying what Curupira is about and describes him and says that he protects everyone and tricks whoever wants to do something bad to nature.
Curupira. Com os seus cabelos vermelhos e os pés virados para trás, ele é muito pequeno, protege as florestas e os animais. Confunde os caçadores e também os lenhadores que não respeitam as leis naturais. Curupira, 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 pira, quem ouve o seu assobio. Curupira, pira, quem segue os seus passos se perde pelo caminho, se perde pelo caminho, se perde pelo caminho, se perde pelo caminho. Curupira, 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 pira, quem ouve o seu assobio. Curupira, pira, quem segue os seus passos se perde pelo caminho, se perde pelo caminho, se perde pelo caminho, se perde pelo caminho.
Totally different atmosphere. This song is called Beautiful Moment, and I had the pleasure, I always embarrass all my students on stage, out of stage. I don't know how it is that they keep taking my classes, but I think they like music. So last summer I had the pleasure of having Sanyu sing this song in Portuguese, memorized to close one show of mine. And today, instead of singing, Marcio is going to sing. At the time, she didn't know Marcio. But when I asked if she would compose a poem in response to this song, she did it overnight. And she really knows this song and owns it. And her poem says so much more beautifully what this song is about than me. It's not a translation of the song. It's her reflection on the content of the song. But it's better than anything that I could possibly say.
Intensity. Your gaze completely melts me. Whether you acknowledge me or not, your presence is my sustaining portion. With it, my love, my undying devotion. It seems that a force draws us close. The sentimental stars and moon echo this, always creating beautiful moments for us to kiss.
Levando sentimentos pelo ar. Sempre que desejo te beijar, perceba esse desejo. desejo te beijar. Perceba esse desejo em teu olhar. Percebo uma canção na sua voz. Deixa o brilho das estrelas sobre nós, fazendo de magia em forma. Deixa esse momento lindo explodir imensa solidão, traz um poder de magia em forma de paixão. Deixa esse momento lindo de ternura, de tesão, onda de magia e de paixão. Thank you very much.
Whenever I think of you, it's as if you're with me, right there. I search for your scent in the air. And when I see you, my heart expands in marvelous intensity. Your gaze completely melts me. Whether you acknowledge me or not, your presence is my sustaining portion. With it, my love, my undying devotion. It seems that a force draws us close. The sentimental stars and moon echo this, always creating beautiful moments for us to kiss.
Que desejo te beijar. Perceba esse desejo em teu olhar. Percebo uma canção na sua voz
E sinto
o brilho
das estrelas sobre nós.
Deixa esse momento lindo
expressar imensa solidão, trazendo um poder de magia em forma de paixão. Deixa esse momento lindo de ternura, de tesão, trazendo um poder de magia e de paixão.
Thank you very much.
This was not planned. But one can do that to a few people. Next one is called Maria da Penha. Maria da Penha suffered domestic violence in Brazil. And after something bad happened to her, she fought for other women to not go through the same thing. And a few years ago, there was a law passed protecting women against domestic violence. And this song is all happy, happy because it's after the law had passed. And it just says that she was a courageous woman who fought bravely for this law to exist. And it states the number of the law so that the word spreads about how one can protect oneself for everybody to live better. And a few months ago, maybe about 2 months ago, when there was an open mic of students, NYU students, with a few guests, some of them from Sorbonne, I met Farah, and she is a very strong and beautiful poet who advocates for important things, especially related to women's subjects and for she doesn't fight, she advocates, which is very different. And what I think is really beautiful, because people can fight for things, which is not so good. Or they can lead their lives in a way to open doors and to make everything more beautiful for everyone. And Farah's poetry does that. And I could say that from the first time I heard her recite. And so I invited her to take part of this. But for this lady, I assigned a poem because she would really do something beautiful. It goes in 2 billion languages and rhythms, and it's really, really rich. So, and now an instrument that is more appropriate to our size. It's not a toy. Every instrument has a family of several sizes with different pitch range. So this is a piccolo flute, and this is talking about multicultural. Not only we shrink, we get multicultural, so it's fancier. This is a Hawaiian ukulele.
Ukulele.
In Brazil, we say ukulele. In the US, they say ukulele. I don't really know. I know Hawaii is part of the US, but it's so far that I don't really know how they call it there. But I know of the instrument. And this one is a very special one that can be plugged in. So it's electric, acoustic, and it looks like a very famous guitar model called Les Paul guitar. That's for the musicians. I need to tune after all this joke going on. Brazilians are too playful, so I need to get myself focused.
Lá. Excuse me. Vítima de violência, teve muita consciência, lutou feito uma guerreira, hoje é uma lei.
You sad sadist. You sad sadist. I bet you enjoy the cracking of bones and the trickling of blood on walls. I bet you enjoy the sounds of headbanging and the colors of bruises like one would do with the paintings of Matisse. I bet you enjoy the sounds of screams. I bet you enjoy the sounds of screams that bellow like one would do at an opera theater. I bet it all gives you tingling sensations in your chest like watermelon would do on a hot summer day. You sad sadist. I don't know what to say. I tried to imagine myself in your place in all of your dismay and thought to myself, maybe I too have a little sadist in me. Maybe I too have a little sadist in me because after all, we are all savage, aren't we? Because after all, we are all savage, yet some of us just happen to go to better schools. We all want to be savage, yet civilization tames us and stops us from doing so like lions at the zoo. You sad sadist. Look at me. Look at me trying to make excuses for you. Look at me trying to make excuses for you on behalf of all the women that had to go through all your macho powers, all your manly breakthroughs. Well, tonight, I've decided to sing this song for you. Para todo mundo viver bem.
Maria da Penha, uma brasileira. Numa quarta-feira, Maria da Penha, vítima de violência, teve muita consciência, lutou feito uma guerreira, hoje é uma lei.
Maria da Penha was a Brazilian pharmacist. Maria da Penha was a Brazilian pharmacist, a lady like most ladies, a dreamer like most dreamers. Until you came along, you sad sadist. Until you came along and shot her in her sleep, for her to wake up the next day, paraplegic, paralyzed, petrified to go to work. You shot her ability to walk. You shot her ability to run. You shot her ability to carry your own children in her arm under the Brazilian sun. Yes, you sad sadist. You shot the same woman that walked with you down the aisle before God, praying and vowing with alegria to live with you para sempre. أيها السادي أيها السادي أيفرحك العنف أيها السادي أيفرحك العنف أراك كالذئب واقفا منتظرا فريستك أيها السادي أيفرحك العنف أراك كالذئب واقفا منتظرا فريستك فكيف لك يا ابن آدم فكيف لك يا ابن آدم بأن ترفع يدك؟ فوالله ما سمعت يوما بامرأة ترفع يدها عليك إلا للدفاع عن نفسها. فوالله ما سمعت يوما بامرأة ترفع يدها عليك إلا للدفاع عن نفسها فتبت يدك. Monsieur le sadique, je dois préciser que le mot sadique en arabe veut dire ami. Mais excusez-moi, vous êtes loin, voire très très loin d'être mon ami. Comment osez-vous? Comment osez-vous faire saigner un corps ou bien un morceau de peau? Vous vous prenez pour qui, monsieur le sadique? Vous n'êtes qu'un monstre, qu'un diable à huis clos. Mais c'est pour ça qu'on est là et qu'on chante cette chanson.
Maria da Penha, uma brasileira, numa quarta-feira, Maria da Penha, vítima de violência, teve muita consciência, lutou feito uma guerreira, hoje é uma lei. 11.340. Essa é a Lei Maria da Penha, que protege as mulheres pra todo mundo viver bem. Maria da Penha, uma brasileira, numa quarta-feira, Maria da Penha, vítima de violência, teve muita consciência, lutou feito uma guerreira, hoje é uma lei. 11.340. Essa é a Lei Maria da Penha, que protege as mulheres pra todo mundo viver bem. Maria da Penha, 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 Maria.
Het is ons recht, we veranderen. Het is ons recht, we veranderen.
Maria da Penha é pra mudar. Pará. Shukran. Obrigado. Direto. Quero que agradeça a todo mundo, que eu estou muito contente, por favor, Celina, de estar aqui.
He's so emotional, like any Brazilian with a good heart. And he's thanking you all very much and saying how appreciative he is of your presence and of being here sharing his music with you. Marcio Miele. I need to thank somebody, sorry. He was brought here in a program that I've created and implemented called Musician in Residence at NYU Abu Dhabi, where with support from Arts and Humanities and support from the NYU Abu Dhabi Institute, I'm bringing 2 musicians every semester who teach intensive workshops by immersion to all the students who are taking my classes and also the ones who can't take semester-long classes but want to get involved in music making. And also they perform with me, so that apart from the fact that I have pleasure in performing with people I've played my whole life with, my students also get exposed to doing the real thing with professionals who are doing it in our shows and at school. So I would like to thank NYU Abu Dhabi, especially Arts and Humanities and the Institute for making this possible. I would also like to thank Khalifa University, Sorbonne University, and I'm not going to say names because then I end up being rude and forgetting half of the people. You all know who you are. These institutions are all really wonderful, and I think we're coming a long way in terms of collaboration. I hope this is the first of many to come. Thank you very much.
Adivinha quem é que vem? Adivinha quem é que vem? Adivinha quem é que vem de cocô? Adivinha quem é que vem? Adivinha quem é que vem? Adivinha quem é que vem de cocô? Coco de onde vem? Coco de onde vem? Coco vem da Bahia, senhora. Coco vem da Bahia, senhora. Coco de onde vem? Coco de onde vem? Coco vem da Bahia, senhora. Coco vem da Bahia, senhora. Bahia, senhora. Coco vem da Bahia, senhora. Coco de onde vem? Coco de onde vem? Celina. Coco vem da Bahia, senhora. Coco vem da Bahia, senhora. Senhora Bahia, obrigado Abu Dhabi. Uhul. Obrigado, obrigado.
Vicky de Kaiser.
It's the Institute. It's the Institute. It's the Institute.
It's the Institute. Bhavna Menon.
Bhavna.
It's the Institute.
É Abu Dhabi, é Abu Dhabi. É Abu Dhabi, é Abu Dhabi.
Elizabeth Murray.
Elizabeth. Clap. Celina Charlier.
Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne NYU. Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne and you.
Thank you very much.
Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne NYU. Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne
For
and
you.
you.
Thank you.
Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne NYU. Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne and you. Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne NYU. Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne and you, and you, and you. Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne and you. Khalifa Paris-Sorbonne and you. Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, Abu Dhabi, Abu Dhabi.